Hi friends, welcome back to WalkiePod Studio. Today we're going to be diving into my current favorite glaze combinations, the ones that I've been trying and some that I've been using over and over, and I have 10 of those to share with you. So if you love glaze inspiration, kiln openings, and our little cozy pottery chats that we have, please make sure that you are subscribed because we have a lot of things coming up through the winter months. Alrighty, let's go ahead and get started with one of the most popular glaze combos that we have, and this is our Starry Shore combo. This one was one that Shane came up with when he was trying to think of a way to do Vincent van Gogh's Starry Night, but to bring it to the area that we live in at the beach. So it is achieved by doing 2 coats of Mayco sandstone. Above that, with just a slight overlap, is Amaco's obsidian from their Celadon line, and that's also done on the inside of the piece. Hopefully you can see that. Okay. And then covering the obsidian is 2 coats of Mayco's blue hydrangea, and that looks really nice together. And this is one that does not stay on our market table for very long at all. People, as soon as they know that it's there, they come and whisk it away. And if you're hearing noises in the background, that's Shane getting the rest of the pieces ready for the market tomorrow.
Hi, everybody.
Just in case you heard it. Alrighty then. This next one is one of my favorite glaze combos, and it's another very popular one at the market. This one is our Tidal pool, and Tidal pool is done with all Mayco glazes. So the first one that I start with, I apply 2 coats of Mayco's Shipwreck, followed by 2 coats of Mayco's Cenote, and then followed by Mayco's Sandstone, 2 coats, and I also go with the sandstone on the inside of the piece. I have done this before with the sandstone starting at the bottom and the shipwreck being on the inside, but it's just these 3 together that I love with all of the speckles. Okay. The third piece we're going to look at is this piece, which many folks would look at and say, ooh, that looks like a beautiful sunrise. And this one is Joy, and it is all spectrum glazes, and it's one of the ones that I am including in my mood line of pottery. So this is a mug that should certainly bring you joy when you use it because it's such a happy mug. And it is 2 coats of bougainvillea overlapped by 2 coats of sunrise, and then 2 coats of fuzzy peach, and I also use the fuzzy peach on the inside. So it's really, really cute, and I love this part right here where that overlap happens, but really pretty. Beautiful combo. Alrighty, the next one I'm going to share with you is another one from our mood line, which is for when you're feeling peaceful and very content, just beautiful, nice, soft colors that sort of remind you of, the ocean. And this is Louisiana Bayou, 2 coats, 2 coats of floating turquoise, and then 2 coats of cactus. And I have to say, cactus is one of my favorite greens. I love cactus. And that It is beautiful, very beautiful. Alrighty, the next one that I'm going to share. Very happy with the way this one came out. I was very excited when we opened the kiln and I found this one in there because I wasn't sure how this one was going to turn out, but I absolutely love it. And this one is grounded. So a mug that really makes you feel good. All right, so let's take a look. It is 2 coats of Spectrum Ginger, 2 coats of Spectrum Spanish Moss, and then 2 coats of tapenade, and the tapenade is also on the inside. Now, I know I've had people before say, why does your Spanish moss look like that? I don't know why my Spanish moss looks like this, but I've had 2 jars of Spanish moss, and this is the way my Spanish moss always looks. I use Kentucky Mudworks Iceman clay, and it always comes out a little bit more white for me, with a little bit of like peachiness to it. I really do, you know, I don't get some of the same color that some other folks have gotten from it. But for me, I like it. It works great and it looks wonderful in this combo. And the texture of this mug is just fabulous. And that's one thing I can say. Spectrum glazes are really good. The floating ones for showing texture as long as they're not applied too thickly. All right. And this next one is one you've probably seen because a lot of folks do this one. And I had some of these pieces, I guess, early summer, and then for whatever reason, I just hadn't gotten back to them again. I guess one reason being it takes quite a while to get all these different colors on, but it is a rainbow. Very happy little piece. However, it is split between the yellow and the green of the rainbow instead of going from red to purple. So it begins with Spectrum's Curry, then goes to Sunrise, then on to Bougainvillea, Floating Turquoise, and Cactus. And then on the inside is the Floating Cactus. So that's very pretty. And it's nice because this area here looks purple, but that's what occurred between the Floating Turquoise and the Bougainvillea. It is not shallot. I did not use shallot, so, but it looks good. I like that. All right, let's see. I've only done this combination one other time, and but it turned out grand, and I really like it. This is Mayco's Norse Blue, and it is all over the piece, 2 coats on the outside and on the inside, and then one pretty thick coat of Mayco's Galaxy was put over top of that, and I think it turned out really nice. I really like these areas of the drips, but it did turn out really nice. I think that's going to be a piece that will catch somebody's eye for sure. All right. One of my other favorite combos is this one, and this is Mayco's Eggplant, 2 coats, with Mayco's Blue Hydrangea over top, 2 coats, and it's on one of my little gnome mugs. I love my gnome mugs. I've been doing gnome mugs, I guess, for a couple of years now, and I go through times where they're on the table, then, oh, I haven't done any in a while, let me make some more. So, and this is the perfect time of year to have them out. On his nose is Pinkaboo, and then it is Amaco's Snow on his beard, and I just did 2 coats of that. And it is snow on the inside. But they're just happy little mugs. 2 pieces left. Alrighty, 2 pieces. This one turned out fabulous, really nice. Look at that. All that running is beautiful. And then one of my favorite things about it is how we get that dark peach line at the bottom. And what's happening with this one is it is snow up to about here. And then river birch, well, and the snow was 2 coats. And then it is river birch overlapping and all the way on the inside. And I did 3 coats. Well, I didn't do. Actually, this is one that Doug glazed for us. And it was 3 coats of river birch. And it turned out really nice. But I love the way that the river birch, or honey flux if you use it, because that's the base of river birch. If it runs or has an area where it's going to pool, you're going to get that little bit of peachiness. And I just think it's lovely. Really pretty. And our last one for today, here it is. Feel like singing. It's just a fun mug, just a very fun mug. Again, these ones are all Spectrum glazes. On the bottom is Spectrum's Morning Glory, 2 coats. Then it is Spectrum's Curry, 2 coats. And then on the top and on the inside is Spectrum's Bougainvillea. And very cute. It's very nice. I don't know if anybody's going to break out singing or not when they see it, but it's fun. So that's a good thing. Alrighty guys, so that's it for our glaze combos today. And I know my setup's a little weird today, but I'm filming on the iPad because with our new microphone thing, it doesn't work with my phone. I have to have a different adapter. So if the orientation or whatever is a little wonky, sorry about that, but I hope it worked out anyway. And I just wanted to make sure you guys had a chance to see these combos up close and know what they were. Very, very, very happy. I just was so thrilled with the kiln unload today. I, for whatever reason, had been so worried that this last load that was going to come out before the market wasn't going to make it. I don't know what I thought. I guess I thought, well, maybe the shelf is going to break and take everything out, or the elements are going to give out and nothing's going to heat up. But it was phenomenal, and I am just so thankful for that. So again, the Holly Market's tomorrow on Saturday, November the 29th, and it's from 9 to 1 on Chincoteague Island, Virginia, and we will let you know how things go in our coffee time episode that comes out on Monday. Keep your fingers crossed for us, and hope that it's a wonderful day. So, but until I talk with you guys again at coffee time, hope you have a fantastic day wherever in the world you are. Thanks so much. Bye.